Welcome to the Center of Universal Light. My name is Larry Zavaglia. How many new people do we have here? Just raise your hand or... Okay, great, nice. Well, welcome to all you new people. Yeah, let's give them a hand. Yeah. The new people, I want to let you know that 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago or so, when the Center of Universal Light started, I was in that back row in that seat right there in the corner because I was not in the mood to go to any Sunday service, okay? And my wife Jan and I came here, and I was all ready to bolt because I said, I just bought a house, I don't want to buy anything else. And these people are not going to sell me anything that I don't want, okay? But I just felt good being here, okay, the first time. The energy was genuine, and I really got a good feeling. So what that did was it made me come back the following week, okay, and the following week and the following week. And it's funny because Arvel would say, I need a volunteer to read something or do something, and I would duck behind Jan saying, I'm not going to volunteer. I don't want to do that stuff. I just want to sit here and enjoy the service. Don't ask me how I got up here, okay? But it started with just greeting everyone at the door, and then running the camera, and just doing little things. Volunteering is a wonderful way to be a part, however small it is. Okay. And from my heart of hearts, I say to the new people, welcome. You're really onto something here, and come back next week. Give it another try, and then the week after, give it another try, because you can bring whatever belief you want, and you're respected for it, because it's the center of humanity, okay? You're better looking.
So a few years ago, Arvel was teaching at this flute school that I was telling you about, and we had people from all over the world there, somebody from Oman and this lady from New Zealand that we just fell in love with her. She brought with her a gift that she shared with the entire school. She brought a machine that let us hear plants sing. Wow. It's the most amazing thing. She did a workshop on these plants, on showing us how this happens, and it was the most magical, special thing I can imagine. And it's a machine that was developed in Italy, northern Italy, and it converts the energy, because we all have electrical energy coming off of it. It takes the energy from that plant, converts it into a digital signal, and then it converts it into whatever sound you want. In this event, she didn't have any effects on it. It was just the natural sound with pulses and things like that. It wasn't anything overly produced. But what they do also is they assign a sound to each frequency. It's a note to each frequency, but you can use whatever you want. You can use a piano, you could use a saxophone, you could use whatever you want to interpret that sound for us. So it was just amazing. Would you play that for us, Jen? This is what she's doing, is she's connecting one electrode to the leaf and another electrode into the soil.
See if this will start to line up.
Those lights will tell her when it starts to emit this electrical pulse. You can see from the lights, but you'll be able to hear it too. So isn't that beautiful? Wow. So she assigned a piano tone to it, and just, we all give off a frequency, and for example, if the plant was giving off a frequency of like 440 hertz, it would be the same as a piano that's the middle A. We call it A440 in music speak. And that is like a standard tone that all other instruments play to. So that was my first oh my God moment. She turned up the volume on this thing, and we all you could hear this audible gasp, because the implication was, it's not just a plant. It's not just a plant. It's actually a living, breathing, communicating entity. And we are so blind to it. So then we closed our eyes. This was the best part. She said, okay, for a few minutes, close your eyes, and I want you to hear it through your heart. So we all closed our eyes, and we listened while it continued to play these tones. And all of a sudden, it changed tones. So we all opened up our eyes to see what was going on. She was caressing the leaf, and it was responding to her touch. So it gave me a whole fresh, improved way of looking at plant life and nature in general. Because she has, in New Zealand, she has trees that she also does this with. I can't remember, it might be a boojin tree. I'm not real sure what all of the trees are in New Zealand, but it was just an amazing thing. And so that was one of my more recent oh my God moments. So my talk today is on oh my God. Why do we say that? Do you ever wonder why we say things like that? I mean, it's just a natural reaction. I don't think we really think about it. So, first of all, sorry. I found out yesterday morning I was doing the talk today, so it might be a little disjointed. But we also say various iterations, like, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, oh my heavens, oh my stars, oh my goddess. So whatever it is, it's just a natural response to something that takes our breath away or irritates the snot out of us or something, but it's some sort of obvious response that we're feeling. So when was the last time you ever thought that? When was your last oh my God moment, right? Exactly. Who knows? Because we don't pay attention to it. Maybe it was the last time you saw your granddaughter on video singing songs that she wrote and realized she took after grandma. Or maybe you were watching one of Arizona's famous sunsets. I mean, that just takes my breath away. Of course, it's the dust in the air, but we don't want to go there. Or one of my personal favorites is standing on the cliffs of Moher in Western Ireland and looking over the edge. That's a magical sight. In fact, I told Arvel I want my ashes thrown over the edge, but he better put it in something really solid and heavy, because the wind is always blowing inland, so wouldn't that be awkward? But my most memorable oh my God moment was, I think I told you a few months ago, I did a talk about, I don't even remember what the talk was about, but I told you about giving my daughter up for adoption. And when I was 16, just 16, yeah, I was a little precarious, or a little strange back then, but I gave her up when I was 16. We reunited 23 years later, and guess what? I had a grandson. The adoption, the connecting people, the agency said, we think we found a match with your daughter. I was at work at a law firm, and they said, and you might want to sit down for this one. So I'm ready for anything at this point. And they said, oh, and by the way, you have a grandson. He's 5 years old. So a couple of months later, of course, Nikki and I met right away, but a couple of months later, I drove up to Ohio and met him for the first time. And the first moment he said, hi, Grandma. My knees buckled, I started crying, and I couldn't even speak the words. I just said, oh my God. Yeah, oh my God. So those are the types of OMG moments that I live for. And even now I look for them everywhere, every day. At night when I go outside to walk Katie, I like to walk her at night because there's less traffic for one thing, but it's just beautiful out here. The skies are usually so clear that you can see stars for ages and ages. So I like going outside and figuring out, there's Orion's belt and there's the Big Dipper or whoever happens to be out playing that night. So those are other OMG moments that I like to share with Arvel when I get back in. He's not so much going out at night as I am. So what does that mean anyway? So, oh my God, in this context that we're talking about today means something that caught your attention, something you're present with right in the moment. And whatever it is that caught your attention, you are mindful and focused on. Then you say, what's my? My is the internal I. When we say my, we're connecting with the universe. We're connecting with something more than just our physical body. And it's that inner connection that creates a gateway for that inner voice to rise up and be heard. Oh my. Whatever my is for you. And God is that personal journey we're all on. In this case, when we invoke the name of God or a deity or a divine essence or simply the God within, we're calling that thing or that person that first caught your attention inspiring. And in that moment, we know our connection to the universe. And that universe celebrates all of life. So what inspires you enough to make you feel connected to our universe? What inspires you to feel the gratitude? Feel the gratitude that you were in that place at that time to see that herd of bison come up over the ridge, hear those thundering hooves, going to the next meadow to graze. That was just for you. Were you at Yellowstone National Park and one of those geysers went off? Now, they're pretty predictable, but not always. Did you get to see that? It was there just for you. Maybe you heard on the radio your favorite song from high school. Maybe that one you fell in love with. Because it would have to be radio because, back then we didn't have satellite and all that. So maybe you close your eyes, raise your face to the sunlight streaming through an old cottonwood tree and just feeling that warmth. There's a lot of moments you can create for yourself. It's only you that has to see them. So how do we find more OMG moments every day? You know what? Sometimes we're just not there. We can't see anything beautiful or feel appreciation for anything, and maybe you're feeling kind of meh about your life. I did that. Yesterday I did that, as a matter of fact. About the time Marvel said, I can't do it tomorrow. I said, what? You're going to have to get the message. So, let's just say I was feeling a little overwhelmed, under the gun. I really had worked myself into a state of overwhelmment and sadness and resentfulness for some things that that I don't believe I'll ever be able to do and that I would never be able to experience in this life. But my mind was starting to spin out of control, and I started sinking into that vortex, what do you call it? What was I telling myself? God, it's like a vortex. You just get in that spiral down. And I could feel myself going there. So I used the only tools that I knew. That's tough, too. I don't know if you've ever been in that place. I suspect many of us have. But you get into that space and you have to, you don't have to, but when you have tools to do this with, you can recognize it earlier. And you can find that within yourself to use those tools. So after a few minutes, I recognized that slippery slope and began looking for ways to get out of it. It's not easy, but at least I had tools. My first tool that I want to share with you is look up. If you're feeling crappy, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling sad or anything, you're usually looking down. So I'm just suggesting that you bring your eyes up. They don't have to be high. They don't even have to be, even level. But like yesterday, I was sitting at the kitchen table, and of course, my dog thinks I'm eating something, so she looks up at me. Aren't I cute? And so I just had to lift my eyes up just enough to look at her in her face. And I said, yes, you are cute. And then I started finding those other little things about her. I reached down and petted her fur. That always feels good. And then I picked her up in my lap and I smelled her, and she smelled that puppy dog smell. I'm not sure what that smell is actually, but I digress. And so then I cuddled her in my lap, and she was just so warm and comforting. I think she must have known. I think they know. Doesn't Star know, honey? She knows. So I love that about her. And she was the easiest thing for me to do that with, right there on the spot. After that, I was able to do things like focus on, I just had to do one thing at a time. I started looking around. I focused on the sink. The sink. I know this sounds like a silly thing, but it's the sink that Don Wolfgarth first installed for us. And then Soma came and put these beautiful cupboards on. And it's just those little things. I had to forcefully and intentionally look at things that were important. That was the perfect size sink. We had a small sink area. So we have this nice sink that doesn't leak, and it's got this really nice faucet, Mullen faucet, that has a good sprayer on it. So I'm a happy person. So I'm starting to feel a little bit better now. And what all of this does is it takes your energy away from down here and me, and it puts it out there into something, I'm not going to say more important, but I'll say something that doesn't suck your energy in that moment. So the next thing, and I want you to do it with something visual. Don't just say, oh yes, I'm this blah, blah, blah. The universe is so wonderful. Because honestly, when you're in that mode of depression or sadness or whatever, you can't think that way. Hard as you might try, you cannot do it. So start with the small things. Feel that appreciation and move on to something bigger and better, and just keep doing that until you're making some serious progress. The second thing I want you to do is focus. Whatever has your attention, is that what I identify that one thing? So that's probably number 3 now. Yeah. So keep your focus on that one thing. This is number 3. Keep your focus on that one thing. And like I did with Katie, just start speaking the words out loud. Again, this takes it out of your deep, dark heart, black, shriveled heart. No, I'm just kidding. Your heart. And it takes it into something that you can really feel appreciation for. So start saying those things out loud so that it becomes real. Start with the absurd if you need to. Well, at least the faucet isn't leaking. At least it's not leaking. Well, it does work pretty well. Well, the sink's a good size. Okay, it's really a pretty sink, and I like the way it has one side smaller than the other, and all right, I'm okay with this now. So then you just go through that process, But you got to start right where you're at. You can't start with, oh, the universe is so wonderful and God loves me and whatever, because that just doesn't work. At least it doesn't work for me, and I suspect I'm not that unusual. What? Oh, fine. I see what's going on here. Number 4, feel that appreciation. When you can get to that point on focusing that item, putting your attention on that item, feel the appreciation. Feel the love, like I did with Katie. Feel that love. I love this dog to distraction, but I love all my dogs to distraction. So she's the only one we have now. I give her all my attention, four-legger attention, and she loves it. Feel that appreciation for that thing. I feel that appreciation for that sink. You have no idea, because if you'd have seen what was in there before, you would have too. It was a hair salon. So, that being said, I was really feeling appreciation for it. So now when you feel that appreciation and you feel it in that heart chakra, ramp it up. Start thinking of all the wonderful things. Yes, I can wash my vegetables without fear of getting salmonella. I can wash all of my dishes at one time. This is really fun, So I just started thinking of all these wonderful things. With Katie, it's just like, she's just so cute. She was a champion dog breeder. So we always rescue our dogs. So by the time we got her, she was spayed, but she had 5 years of breeding puppies. And I thank God every day for the people that rescued her. I thank that for the foster families that took care of her while we were connecting energetically and then physically. And finally, number 6. Repeat steps 1 through 6 until you start feeling better. Okay? Those are the best things to do. Start small. Start something right in front of you that you can see. Do it visually, because about 85% of our world is interpreted, we experience it visually. From there's no telling where it goes, but 85% of our world is visual. So take that opportunity, look at what's right in front of you. Then reward yourself. Is it an ice cream? Is it a glass of wine? Okay. Go down to the river and stick your feet in that cool water. Yeah, Verde River. Do whatever you can. Dance. I really suggest doing something physical. It gets the energy moving again. When you're in that funky place, you got no energy going on here. No good energy anyway. So you want to dispel that negative energy and start doing something that feels good. Where's my dancer back here? Yep. I forgot her name already. Not Luann. Right next to you, Christine. She's our dancer. She knows. She loves to dance. And I'll bet when she's dancing, she feels great. Right? You can't dance and feel bad. At least if you are, you're doing it wrong. So, but I don't think she's doing it wrong. She was up dancing, and this is her first day here. I like that. So there's a lot of things. Once you kind of get this figured out, you reward yourself, then start working on those OMG moments. You can look for them, or you can create them. Wouldn't you rather create them? Yes. How do you create them? I'm going to tell you. You create them by creating them for somebody else. Don't you? I mean, nothing feels better than doing something for somebody else, especially something unexpected. Buy someone flowers. Fix them dinner. Better yet, go to their house and cook it with them. Spend that time with them. Read to them. Take them to a concert. Volunteer at a food bank. Volunteer here at CUL. Just what Larry was talking about earlier. You think this is just another day in your life? It's not. It's the one gift, the one day that's been given to you. It's a gift. Treat it like a gift. It's the only gift you have right now, and the only appropriate response is gratefulness, gratitude, appreciation. If you do nothing else from the moment you wake up in the morning, but ramp up your gratitude for this day of a gift, then you will have a wonderful day. Look at the faces of the people that you meet. Each one has an incredible story. This is my favorite part. I love people's stories. That story is one you would never be able to fathom. You'd never be able to fathom that. not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. We all go back so far. And in this present moment, in this day, all the people you meet, all that life from generations and from so many places all over the world flows together and meets you right here. All you have to do is open your heart and drink it. And so my blessing to you is that your eyes and heart are open to all these blessings, and let them flow through you so that everyone you meet on this day will be blessed by you. Just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessings all around you, and you will truly create an oh my God day. Thank you very much. Take a deep, deep breath. Exhale and take another breath and hold it for just an extra second up at the top. And then release it. One more deep breath. And let it all out. See that golden light from the universe, from your God, of your understanding. See that beautiful golden light stream down through the top of your head, through your throat chakra, through your heart chakra, through your torso, down through your legs, through your ankles and out your feet. That golden light is flowing all the way through you. Now just see that golden light coming back up through Mother Earth and circling back around all sides of you. Just like a big cocoon surrounding you with beautiful golden shimmering light. As you bask in that light, take a moment to hold that light in your heart. And while we listen to the music, just stay silent with the peace and golden light in your heart. Take that golden ball in your heart, that ball of golden light. Bring it down into your right hand, through your arm down to the palm of your right hand. With your eyes closed, continue feeling that ball into your hand. Any worries of your day, any concerns you have, put them right in the ball. Send them down through your arm, through your fingertips, up through your palm and into the ball. send them all there now. When they're all firmly in place in the ball, in your mind, I want you to bring your hand up to your mouth and blow that ball into oblivion. And allow the beautiful brilliance of the universe of Mother Earth transmute any sadness, any concerns, any worry, anger, anything negative. Transmute that energy into pure love. Because we know the truth that the universe always has our back and that things always work out for the best, even when we can't see it. So now take that light from your heart, start pushing it back up into your head, around the sides of your body, and allow it to remain in Mother Earth as your gift to her. And with peace and love in your heart, go your day and have a blessed one. And when you're ready, take another deep breath. Start coming back to your seat. Feel the seat underneath you. And at your own rate and pace, open your eyes when you're ready. And look around you with fresh eyes. Fresh, oh my God, eyes. Because it's all around you. Thank you. That was beautiful. Beautiful.